Alright everyone, we need to talk about Hell Let Loose Vietnam right now because this is the long-awaited sequel to one of the most brutal World War II tactical shooters out there, and that literally just dropped today. And to put it lightly, it is a complete unmitigated disaster. And look, I'm gonna be 100% real with you guys, we should have seen this coming from a mile away. When they released the beta some time ago, it was full with just red flags, and this day one launch is proving that those concerns were completely spot on. You go online right now or check Steam reviews and just look at all the players on Reddit or something, and they're straight up tearing this game apart. Now, I was praying that the developers would somehow fix the technical mess before hitting that launch button today, but after jumping in and getting slapped in the face by bugs, UI glitches, and just graphics that look like they belong on a PS2 emulator, I'm sitting here looking at my Steam library thinking, okay, I'm about to hit that refund button. Even at a $40 price point, this stake on day one is just unacceptable. So today we're breaking down my raw first impressions. I'm talking about why the community is furious and answering the real question. Is this worth 40 bucks, or should you wait for like a massive sale or for them to fix it? Yeah, let's dive into that. But if you guys don't know me by now, I'm MrFrostyFlamez, but you can call me Mike. We do anything gaming, news, reviews, playthroughs, etc., and we do it in a chill way. So if you enjoy that style of content, be sure to hit that sub button and join the MrFrostyFlamez Legion. Anyways, let's get back to the video. So let's start with the visuals and the technical side, man, because this is really rough. When you boot up a modern tactical shooter in 2026, especially in the Vietnam War setting, you expect maybe like thick jungle foliage with realistic lighting and maybe like a grounded atmosphere, but instead, half the time, Hell Let Loose Vietnam just looks like an upscaled PS2 port. You have muddy textures everywhere. You have pop-in, especially when you spawn, that will make your eyes hurt, and distance rendering that turns the jungle into like a blurry brown and green paste. Like really, it's just hard to look at. And the bugs, it's unbelievable. You get tons of UI glitches. I had a glitch where I was playing as a medic, and every time somebody dies on my team, there's like a skull and bones icon where I could go up to them and revive them. However, that icon wouldn't remove from my screen, and it was dead center in the screen. So basically, it was just blocking my line of sight in the middle of a gunfight. And especially in a game where I gotta actually lock in and like aim down sights and just look at the background to see if I see any movement from the enemies, that really just is immersion breaking, and it just interferes with my gameplay. And I also had another bug where it wouldn't let me join a squad upon joining a match because it kept saying that I needed to complete the squad leader tutorial. However, I completed all the tutorials, so there's no reason that should be like coming up. So it's like, the game isn't registering that I did complete the tutorials. And anyways, I wasn't even trying to be a squad leader, so I don't know what that was about. And don't even get me started on the audio, because in a hardcore shooter, sound is everything. And right now, spatial audio is completely broken. In my case, I had like a 30-ton steel tank rolling up right behind my squad, right by the outpost, and it was making less noise than like an electric scooter. One of my teammates called it the Tesla tank. They were making fun of it. Tanks are practically stealth vehicles until they blow your whole squad into the sky from 5 feet away. Directional audio is flipped, footsteps disappear, and the gunshots sound like they're recorded in like a tin can underwater, man. Like really, how do you mess this up? You had it with Hell Let Loose 1, like the World War II Hell Let Loose, and you're just going backwards. It's hard to get immersed in a tactical experience when a multi-ton vehicle sneaks up on you quieter than a ninja. And it's kind of funny because I remember in the beta, things were flipped. Like things were overly loud. Like you would hear like gunshots that would be like piercing your eardrums when they would be like the whole map away, and then you would hear helicopters like blaring in the air, and they would be like farther that, or like they would sound closer than they actually are. And I get it, these things are loud in real life, but come on, this is a game, and plus, I'm sure it wouldn't be like that, in real life. So I get what they're trying to do, but they just really messed up the audio balancing. Like this game really did need more time in the oven because a lot of things just aren't optimized well. But now, to be totally fair, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like everything is garbage. There are actually some cool mechanics buried under this jank. Like I love the NVA tunnel system, because playing as the Vietnamese team and building tunnels that could connect, and basically be under the enemy's feet is easily the best part of this game. Setting up ambush tunnels in the thick brush and watching a US squad walk past you is top tier satisfaction. I feel like, from a meta standpoint, those tunnel systems far outclass the helicopters that the Americans have. And flying transport choppers into hot drop zones while door gunners are laying down suppression fire feels great. The patrol boats and air specific specific guns like the M16 feel very punchy, and I like that about it. But I've encountered some glitches where there's just stuttering in the helicopters and stuttering in the boats. So again, it's immersion breaking, and I don't like it. Also, I'm gonna point out, calling in air support and seeing a wall of like napalm light up the tree line looks awesome visually. It's one of the things that it does good. So the core idea for a solid multiplayer Vietnam game is right there. The issue is that all these cool additions are trapped underneath a giant mountain of like bugs, lags, and just poor optimization and just FPS drops and stutters. It's just not optimized well. But this is my biggest complaint with the core design. It's like, where is the innovation? When I look at a sequel to like a franchise, I always want to look for innovation. I don't want them to just reskin something and put it out and make it, $40, $60, however much they're gonna do it, because it's just really, really scummy if they do that. If you strip away the Vietnam reskin, the helicopters and the tunnels, this is literally just Hell Let Loose 1, with the movement feel, the squad command structure, the overall flow, it's identical. They had a chance to really upgrade the gameplay and evolve the engine, but it feels like an overpriced expansion pack that just got rushed out of the door. Now I know it's only $40, but still, we can't let them get away with this, and I'm not the only one feeling this way. If you open up Steam or jump online right now, check Reddit or something, the community is completely torching this launch. Like, I'm putting stuff on the screen right now, just read it. Reviews are sitting in the red with players calling out the exact same issues. Terrible frame drops, silent tanks, broken UI, and zero polish. We warned them during the open beta that this game wasn't ready. The testers gave feedback, the community gave feedback, and they still pushed it out on day one in this state. And I get it, they delayed it. They tried their best to fix it, to polish it, to do whatever it takes to make it a better game. But really, if you delayed it and you still, put out something trash, man, it means like you really didn't really try. If you really did care, you would delay it further, delay it till it's fixed, until it's at a more playable state, because right now it just isn't. And at the end of the day, as much as I love tactical shooters, I cannot recommend Hell Let Loose Vietnam right now. Even for a $40 price tag, and even if you pre-ordered it on Steam, I think it was on sale for like $35. I feel like, me personally, I feel like they did that to encourage pre-orders because they knew this game was buggy. They knew they were dropping something mediocre, because dropping your hard-earned money on a game that feels completely unfinished on day one just sends the wrong signal. Personally, I'm hitting that refund button on Steam, letting the developers spend the next year fixing bugs and optimization, and maybe I'll pick it back up on a $50 off sale, or maybe if they somehow fix everything down the line. If you got a full squad of friends who don't care about bugs and just want to mess around with choppers and in the jungle, and you don't mind any of that, you might have some fun, because it does have its moments. It's not all completely bad. When it works well. But for everyone else, just keep your $40 for now. But I'm gonna be tossing the mic to you guys down in the comments below. Did you pick up Hell Let Loose Vietnam right now, or today, or whenever? Did you play it in the beta or something? And what is your day one thoughts? Are you keeping it or hitting that refund button? Let me know in the comments down below. But if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to join the MrFrostyFlamez Legion. Thank you guys for watching. MrFrostyFlamez out. Ciao.